what do we got here? All right, here's another one. This is pretty cool. This is from Twitter, and this is from the blackvault.com, at blackvault.com on Twitter. And this is, let's see. This is John Greenwald Jr., all right? He's a cool guy, and he does the UFO stuff, and he does a FOIA request, the Freedom of Information Act, all right? And so he actually did a request on a particular thing. Let's see. Let's pull this up. Is that the one? No. Let's see. All right. Here we go. This is, all right. So he did a FOIA request on the NSA, National Security Agency. Okay. And he says this. He got the response. The response. Here we go. Let's read right from the response in FOIA. He requested a copy of records which include videos or photos, electronic or otherwise, of the following: all communications, emails, letters, memos, etc., between your agency, which would be the NSA, and representatives of Google Incorporated regarding the use of Google search technology for law enforcement and intelligence purposes. Okay, that's what he asked for in his FOIA, which dated December 7th, 2020. All right, so they actually they received it on the 6th, and on the 7th they responded and sent him this, and he received this just this week. So he wanted to know if there was any sort of Google search technology happening with law enforcement and intelligence, right? So basically he wanted to know if Operation Mockingbird was still in effect, right? Project Mockingbird, that whole thing. We've talked about that quite a lot, where the mainstream, the press, and which of course would be Google at this point because they're such a huge organization, right? Tentacles and everything. If they're working with the government for law enforcement or intelligence purposes. So the response is this. We have determined that the fact of the existence or non-existence of the materials you request is currently and properly classified matter in accordance with Executive Order 13526 as set forth in subparagraph 4 or C of Section 1.4. Thus, your request is denied pursuant to the first exemption of the FOIA, which provides that the FOIA does not apply to matters that are specifically authorized under criteria established by an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign relations and are, in fact, properly classified pursuant to such executive order. Okay, now this is actually what's known as a GLOMAR response. Now, a GLOMAR response, now let's go to Wikipedia, the Ministry of Truth, just for the definition purpose here. Now, a GLOMAR response is exactly what that was. They basically said, we cannot confirm or deny. Okay, that's what they said. So here we go. Let's read some of this. In United States law, the term GLOMAR response, also known as glomarization or GLOMAR denial, refers to a response to a request for information that will neither confirm nor deny the existence of the information sought. For example, in response to a request for police reports relating to a certain individual, where was I? The police agency may respond with the following. Quote, we can neither confirm nor deny that our agency has any records matching your request. And that's exactly what this is, right? So it's a non-answer. It's citing national security and saying that we can't tell you, which may or may not mean this is happening. Okay, so I think it was a smart FOIA to put out there by John Greenwald Jr. Again, doing good work. I admire the guy a lot because he's actually trying to get information from the government instead of people like me that just kind of bitches and moans about it. Like he's actually doing something, right? So I think it's important that when he gets information like this, it gets spread out. It gets actually covered by somebody because the mainstream's not going to pick it up. They're not going to imply that Google is working with the NSA for maybe data collection or national security or whatever, right? And I think it's probably I think me personally, I would say, yeah. I mean, this is happening, right? Like this is happening. So anyway, just one of those things I think it's important to look at here. Again, if you guys have not followed this guy, if you're on Twitter, follow John Greenwald Jr. He's at blackvault.com. And amazing stuff this guy reports. And it's not just stuff like this. He does FOIAs on Bigfoot and UFOs and some of that other stuff that we love to talk about. So he definitely has a ton of documents. I think he has over 2 million pages of documents on his website, theblackvault.com. So pretty amazing shit. And GLOMAR response regarding the NSA and Google and their search technology for law enforcement and intelligence purposes.